All right, it's day 14 of my 30-day video challenge, and I want to talk to you a little bit about determination. And I read this quote, and it says, "You can get inspiration from others, but determination is solely your responsibility." His name is Dudzinski, who wrote that. And that hit me, right? I mean, just recently we had a situation where the world government, the Security Council, wanted to take a vote. And they wanted to take a vote as to whether or not the United States of America can choose where it's going to put its embassy or not. And so I watched the video, and I was so pleased to see that the lone hand of the United States ambassador raised high. And then she had words, and the words were, "You cannot come against our nation's sovereignty." And I was inspired. I'm like, I'm so thankful to be an American. I'm so thankful to have the United States as the country that I live in that will stand up. Now, I was thinking a little bit about this, so what are some of those things, because many times there's going to be fights that we're going to get in. And I'm not talking about punching fights and little fights. And I know that we're supposed to seek peace with all men, and I'm all about that, especially now in this season when we're talking about Jesus Christ coming and peace on earth and goodwill to all men. I'm with that, but there are times that we're going to have to stand up for our ideals, our values, things that go along with our purpose, and so I was thinking a little bit of what that means. One, I think you need to know what is important to you. So I'm going to share three. So number one, you need to know what is important to you. You have got to cycle through. You've got to vet it out. You need to know what is important to you. All right. So what is important to me? My God is important. His name is Jesus Christ. That is important to me. And everything else falls underneath his lordship in my life. And that's what I try to do as best as I possibly can. All right. So I need to know what I'm going to stand up for. And, what other people can stand up for themselves on. See, sometimes other people can stand up for things important values that matter to them. But for me, I need to stand up for what is important to me. So you need to know that. That's number one. Number two, you need to know what you need to know and what you don't need to know when you walk into that conflict. You need to anticipate what the discussion is. I've had those moments where I feel like I have the moral high ground, or I feel like I have the right logic behind the problem, and I'm walking into a meeting, and then I haven't considered where they're coming from, or I haven't anticipated some of the things that they're going to throw at me, some of the arguments that they're going to present. I haven't anticipated that. And I found myself going, oh my goodness, what do I do, right? So I think it's important to know that, and to know what you don't need to know. Sometimes you can walk into a situation or a circumstance, and it's better that you don't know certain things, because many times I get pulled into a meeting, and sometimes you're expected to know everything, and sometimes you don't. And sometimes it's good to say, I'm sorry, I don't know anything about that. Because in truth, many times we can get into a situation where there's so many ins and outs of that topic, and there's all this history that sometimes does not include you. And you get involved in something, and you're up to your eyeballs in something that you didn't even know was important. So that's number two. Number three is this: know the difference when you need to win or when you can regroup and come back later. Know that. Know the difference between when you need to win. You've got to win this conflict. You've got to come to a solution. You've got to resolve this. Know when you need to do that, and also know when it's not that important to hit home the nail. It's not that important to fight, and fall on the sword. Sometimes it's okay to say, let me get back to you on that. Or maybe, let's take 24 hours and just think about this a little bit. Kind of take the heat out of the room, so to speak. Understand those three things. So first, of course, is it's important to know what your values are. Second is to know what you need to know when you walk in the room. Anticipate what that discussion is going to be. And then the third one is know the difference between when you have to win or when you can regroup and come back. All right. God bless you all. Have a great day.